My name is Charles Uwagbai. I am from Edo State, Nigeria, and I'm a filmmaker. I joined the industry professionally in 2005. I just got out of school. I was waiting for youth service, and I wanted to do something with my life. So before then, I was already doing animations, like 3D animations and code. So I joined a record company, then question mark, and I was doing graphics, motion graphics, and all of that with them. But filmmaking, I shot my first film in 2010. It's called Okoro. It was an epic movie, for a Benin epic movie. I love African stories, I love telling stories from where I'm from. If you look at most of the stories I've told, they always have this African influence in it. Talk about Nigerians, the kind of things that we're suffering, and all that. So it's been an amazing journey so far, from being just motion graphics to an editor to directing and producing. It's been a journey. I think it's even easier now to come into the industry because there are more channels now that people can showcase their works. We have more platforms, and then the internet also has been very helpful. So people make films and just put it online. If it's good, people will look out for you and reach out to you. Back then, when you have to do a movie and you had just very few platforms that would showcase these films, you had to have like real celebrities, big actors to be in the movie who would charge you maybe an arm and a leg, to be in the film. I think it's quite easier now because there's social media, there's people on Instagram, actors are out there, and they're making the work easier because they're already popular. People already know them. They make movies, they put it online, they put it on YouTube and various channels, but there's still some filmmakers who have distinguished themselves and said, we're going to make this certain quality of film. And if you're looking to be in that class, you need to work hard and get yourself to that line. Tosin is a fantastic actor. She's someone that you would love to work with any day. She's very good. She knows her job very well. And amazingly, Tosin too birthed the story, The Ghost and the Towel. Although we had several drafts for the script, because the way she wanted to present the story was basically very slapstick, but we tried to put heads together and come to a middle ground, to put it in between that slapstick and then drama. We also did part of the casting. I was privileged to be part of the casting as well. Because she was going to be really funny and we decided to cast Sambasa, who is more of a very serious actor and more of a drama person, and it was a perfect combination. We had Berry as well on that set. The Ghost and the Towel is a story also that blends what Nigerians face daily, and then what it blends basically the rich and the poor. So if you look at the film, you see that we had two communities basically, a very poor ghetto community and a rich one, and how we could marry those two people together without losing the elements of what you see daily in the ghetto. A lot of these people from humble backgrounds, they live lives that if you go online sometimes, just watch stories, you laugh and say, does this thing exist? Do people live like this? But these are characters that people could relate with. And that's why if you look at the kind of audience that came to see the film, they were very, people unexpected. People you won't see in the cinemas on normal day. You find market women with wrapper coming to the cinema to watch the film because Tosin has a huge and a crazy fan base, and they could also relate with the film. They would laugh and laugh. If you're in the cinema with them, you would just be wondering, what's funny? They're laughing and crazy, So basically, like I said, you need to tell stories that people can relate with and also know your audience. I think I would say storytelling, basically. For me, telling stories is what inspired me to make films, and there's unique stories that I want to tell. There's so many stories about Africans and Africans, I want to tell stories that we can relate with. We want to sell to the outside world, and people can. For instance, a few of the movies I've shot always have something to say about Africa, from the epic films to the local films. I'm making a movie now called Charlie Charlie. It's a movie that talks about human trafficking and prostitution, but from our point of view, A Journey is the story of a girl from Benin, and what influences and what drives her to go on this journey. And it also, at the end of the day, shows that people can have a change of mind. People can be better if with the right conditions and the right facilities.
In fact,
I need to get this out of my mind. And I need to do it alone.
Just keep down for her. Don't let her know where you dey go.
Ole? That's why I want to go.
Faculty has stopped processing his application to be an assistant professor. And Gary's acting crazy.
I'm not acting crazy, I just don't understand this.
No more no mere video.
Why did you do that?
Now they're going to kill me and my father.
If he dies, we die. We die how?
I should flip and just see me not go. Get me a while, I should flip and just see me not go. I don't more home, Ropa. I got so a dog, Dion. A dog, Sogoma. A dog, Dion.
In the service of the Oba, we must display strength, courage, caring, fearing no one.
Like I said, the kind of stories I do are very original and stories that people can relate with. So for me, I'll listen to a story first. If I want to work with a writer or and a producer, I'll listen to your story first and see how it relates to me and how people around can. And then I listen a lot. I listen to a lot of stories. I listen to a lot of people. So I'll digest it and be sure that this will work. Even sometimes on set, I'm really quiet and I'll just keep quiet and listen to what everybody's saying. And then I say, no, let's go like this, or I say, okay, that's cool. So I think if you want to make good films, you need to be ready to learn and listen from everybody, and learn from the environment, and learn from everything around you, and put that into play. So I'll say I listen to my environment, and in turn churn out stories that these people want to hear. I have a few films that are very close to my heart, the films that I've made on. Okay, I'll just go on different platforms, the films on different platforms. I'll start from a movie I made called The Black Silhouette. The Black Silhouette tells a story of a girl who was abused as a child by her own father, sexually abused, and she grew up and she became a prostitute. In the course of her life, she met with people and she was able to change. It's actually a narrative played by Auntie Joke Silva. She was narrating the story of her life in the past, and she's aspiring to be a governor, and she met with this interview and she decided to tell her story before somebody else tells the story for her. So she tells the journey of how she was abused as a child. She ended up as a prostitute, and at the end of the day, she's been able to come out of that world and she's living a good life now. But that whole thing still kind of affects her life daily. Still, she really wanted to let it all out and just let it go at this time. So it's a story that's really close to me. It stars Femi Jacobs, Ivy Okujaye, so many other people. The late Obi Madubog was in the movie too. Chigozie Atonya, IK Osakedua, who's the broadcaster, was also in the movie. He was the interviewer. So many people watched that movie and got, inspired. It's a sad story, but a very dark story. But these are things that happen to people daily, and we just try to overlook it. So those kind of stories are things that I want to talk about.